Hi everyone, it's Desy. Konnichiwa, watashi wa Desy desu. So in this video, we're going to be doing thumbprint cookies. A while ago, I bought these cookie molds just because they looked super interesting and I thought they were going to make some interesting cookies. So I figured, why not try them today? I wasn't quite sure what type of cookie I was going to go for. I thought that a thumbprint cookie was probably the best, seeing how in the center there's that small divot. For the cookie recipe, we're going to go with your basic shortbread cookie. I picked a shortbread cookie because it is super simple, basically like 3 or 4 ingredients. Plus, shortbread cookies are one of my favorites because they go really well with tea. So who doesn't like tea and cookies? I also picked shortbread cookies because shortbread cookies in and of themselves are not super sweet, whereas jam tends to be really sugary, so I thought that the two would pair really well together. So even though the recipe doesn't say to, I add the flour in parts. I don't add all 2 cups at the same time, just because usually when I add all of the flour at once, my cookies tend to turn out hard. When it comes to fillings for thumbprint cookies, you can basically do whatever you want. So I had some cherry preserves and blueberry preserves on hand, so that's what I went with. So this is where I'm going to put in my disclaimer. This is where the learning curve starts. When it comes to making cookies, I've either just scooped them out or I have rolled them out and done cutouts. I have never really put cookies in molds before. What I was wondering is, could I make a cookie that was the size of a thumbprint cookie with the molds? As you can see, that's not really going to work out for me. A couple things did go wrong. The cookie dough is sticking to the molds. They don't look really good. Some of them are going to be a little off center. So I had to change game plans. So as you're going to see, I'm going to be trying a few different techniques. Oh, yep, that's where it fell apart, so we're going to have to reform that. I tried putting the dough and pressing it with it on the cookie sheet. I tried putting it directly in by hand and see if I couldn't center it that way. Basically, nothing is going to work here. So the next thing that I tried was spraying some cooking spray onto the molds to see if that would help with removing the dough out of the mold. And as you can see, it goes much better this time around. However, we're still getting some, I'll say, interesting looking cookies when you don't fill the entire mold. And again, like I said before, no matter what I tried, the mold is still off center, and the hole for the thumbprint is either off to the left or right or up or down depending on how you're looking at the cookie. So finally, I just decided, instead of trying to make small, cute cookies, let's just make a larger cookie and fill up the entire mold and see if that doesn't go better for me. And surprise, surprise, using the mold the way intended, things work out. I would advise when doing this that you make sure the cookie dough is chilled before you start putting it into molds. If it's not, it's going to be really soft, really sticky, and it's going to be very difficult to remove from the mold whether you have sprayed it with cooking spray or not. In the beginning, I thought removing the excess off with a blade, like a butter knife or anything like that, would be easier and would keep me from deforming the shape of the cookie. But I find out later on that it comes off with your hands just as easy. You don't have to worry about messing the cookie up. Once you've got your cookies molded, you can start putting the jam right in the center. This is where people get very inventive with what they put here. I've seen recipes that call for Nutella, peanut butter, apple butter, so be adventurous. And then once I get jam in all of these cookies, they're gonna go in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. And there you have it. Shortbread thumbprint cookies with cherry and blueberry preserves. Trust me, they taste as good as they look.